It's very bulletproof lifestyle of you.
I was going to say, do you have them at all, being a bulletproof ambassador?
Not currently. No, I don't. I've seen people wear them. I try to not look at my phone when I go to bed, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's at least something. I'd
It's
say
pretty light outside till quite late in Bali, though.
Yeah, we're not. Well, it'll get dark around 6:30. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
but we kind of stay the same for the entire year, so between 6 to 6:30. I think every day of the year.
Oh, I feel like when we were there it was later, but maybe I was just still thinking Aussie time.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it's the we're right on the equator, so it kind of sticks around. I mean, it'll get close to 7, but that's about it. So I was like, when I go to anywhere else, it's always cool to see it. Feel like when the sun's out till 10 o'clock in the night. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. How have you been, man? Yeah. You good?
I've been good, man. I've been real busy, but good. The gym's like cranking,
Dude, I've seen your posts every day. It looks ridiculously packed.
Yeah, it's going bonkers. We had 216 people through the door last Monday, and it was just
Fucking hell.
by far the biggest day we've had. The day before was 200, so yeah, it's good. It's crazy, but it's good.
Not bad for a Monday either.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just in there to work out, and I just jumped in with the class because there was like 36 people in the class or something. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. But how are you guys doing?
Yeah,
Good, man.
Really good.
We're much the same. We've been super busy. Not 216 members busy, but online business is still hectic. So we've been traveling pretty much every weekend at the moment, doing nutrition challenges. So that's been cool. It's been fun.
Yeah.
That's
Good
cool.
to see little bits of Australia.
Keeping us out of
Sure.
trouble.
Yeah.
Sure, a little bit of trouble, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. Just little bits. Cool. Do you have a time restriction? 45 to an hour?
Not really. My girlfriend might show up in about, 40 minutes or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But it doesn't
She
matter.
can jump in.
She can hang out. She can.
And say hey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Is there anything
You,
you don't want to talk about?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm pretty easy. I'm open to anything.
Cool.
How does this work?
Well, if we go in a direction that you don't like, just steer it somewhere else.
Say no go.
Okay.
Yeah, no comment.
New phone, who
Like-
this?
Favorite porn type?
Exactly.
Right.
First porn you ever watched, and
Oh, that would be a good question because that's a long time ago, and I'm of the age that didn't have access to the internet. So
you had to use the tapes of your parents or your friends' parents, right?
exactly, or that would be a fun story. I don't know if I want my dad to find out about that. I literally found one of his magazines. So yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, there's always some funny stories there. No, we won't start with that.
No, don't. Let's just change this subject. It's
Weird way to start it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to our health and fitness podcast where we talk about porn.
Why don't we steer in the direction of food porn? There's
We
a lot
could.
of that on your Instagram.
That works. Yeah.
Sick. Well, we'll
So
get
what?
things. Oh, what was that? Sorry.
Are you recording, or do you do like a little intro or anything?
Yeah, no, we'll do a little intro. It's actually already recording on the video anyway. But if it starts to cut out, we'll drop that. But yeah, we'll get you underway straight away.
Okay. Do you guys put these out on video and on podcast, or how does that work?
If the video does work, then we'll put it up on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I should clean my room up or not, but
No,
it's
you
okay.
literally can't see any
We
of
can
it.
just see the picture of you and Anna
You
behind
Anna,
you.
yeah.
and it's really funny. It's a funny text that she sent me. I printed it, and then it's our love picture, I guess. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So good.
pretty good.
Good backdrop.
Cool.
All right, cool, guys. Welcome to the Cheap Life Podcast. I'm Matthias Turner, joined by co-host Stacey Lee Turner.
Hey guys.
And today we're lucky enough to be joined by Dave Driskell. Dave, welcome.
Hello, guys. Thank you. Good day to you, mate.
Matey.
Down under. Thanks so much for joining us. We met you in October on our honeymoon
Correct.
when we were in Bali, and we have been harassing you ever since to attempt to get you onto our podcast. And so, thank you so much.
Busy
for
man.
finding the time. Yeah, it's been hectic.
You're welcome.
for
I'm happy your marriage is working out as it seemed. You're still sitting next to each other, which is a good sign, I think.
Yeah.
So
Still living under the
yeah,
same roof.
sorry, I was a bit. I'm always a bit busy, but then you'll look at my Instagram and I'm laying at the pool. So how busy am I really? But yeah,
But you
maybe too
literally
busy for you.
have.
But I'm glad you kept. I tell everyone, please just keep hounding me because I will get to things. I'm just old and senile, scattered brained, and I'm trying to run this business while still maintaining my lazy backpacker lifestyle, which is very hard to juggle.
I guess that's where I want to kind of start. Like, how does a boy from Houston, Texas, rock up in Bali and start a gym?
Yeah, well, officially, I'm from California. I lived there for 30 years, and then I lived in Texas. I only lived in Houston for 2 years. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm from the OC, as you might have heard.
Yeah.
I didn't live the luxurious life that the show portrayed, but I grew up in a cool area, and then I moved to the beach when I was 20, and then still don't surf, but I lived in Newport Beach for 10 years. Did a array of different jobs. I've done everything from managing an internet company, a customer service thing, and then I most recently was owning a bar in Houston, part owner of a bar in Houston, and 2012 came about, and I didn't want to do that anymore. I'd been CrossFitting for about a year and a half, and that was like my best part of my day. I had really good friends there, and the business was good and made money, but it wasn't enough to keep me around. And I'd always wanted to go to Thailand, so I sought out for a little trip, and I wanted to do Southeast Asia. I sold everything I had. I had left I think 4 boxes of clothes and a fixed gear bicycle, and I left that in storage, and I just took off to Thailand with my buddy Matt, and then just kept going. I traveled for 6 months and ended up in Bali. I don't know if you want the full story or.
Yeah,
I do. I like
rolling.
the story of people going to Bali or Thailand usually ends in some sort of trip on mushrooms or something like that. That kind of is an eye-opening experience. Did you have something like that?
I've had many eye-opening experiences throughout the years, but I didn't know what to expect. I went there. My buddy Matt was with me for 2 months, and we did the whole Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam kind of tour.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first few months, just kind of drinking bintang, or not bintangs, but Thai beer and partying and going out and meeting people. It was a fun gig, while you're single and just running around doing whatever. And that was really cool. I still was kind of working out throughout that. I did the CrossFit Open 12.1 in Thailand. I think that was one of the only gyms that was in Asia at that time. I found out I was up in Chiang Mai, and it was funny. We ended up paying $15 to do 7 minutes of burpees. If you remember that? So I was kind of like, oh, we could do this on our own. So we talked to the owner. Okay, right, can we stay and do a workout afterwards? And he said, yeah, no problem. So that was pretty cool. That was a good little start. Did all right. I don't even know if I can match that many of burpees this year. I hope I can, but hopefully we won't have to do that this week.
Yeah.
So I did a 6-month thing. The last 2 months of it was located here in Bali, and at that time my buddy Matt went home, so I was already just I'd been kind of going by myself, meeting people, doing things, and all throughout this I was training wherever I could find, like small gyms in Cambodia or a little place here in Kuta in Bali. I trained twice a day, and it was just I was out of the party part of it, just only because I'm the oldest person on the island and there's all young backpackers here, and I had a lot of fun, but I was like, all right, I want to go home. I'm going to go home soon. I'm going to get, just fit. And I was a new CrossFit coach at the time. I got my cert in January of 2012, and I was like, never wanted to coach ever. I really liked CrossFit, and my coaches at that time were only 8 months into CrossFit, so I just wanted to learn as much as I could. So I got my cert just because I thought that'd be kind of fun, and I could learn more about this sport that was pretty intriguing to me. And then, as I travel, I was, I'd work out. There's no CrossFit here yet, so I was, just doing little double days, trying to make up workouts. I would start putting them on my Instagram, and that's kind of when my Instagram started, kind of jumping a little bit. More random people followed me. I don't know how it kind of turned on at first, but people just seemed to gravitate to it, I guess, because maybe this was maybe before beards were mainstream. I don't know how long you've had yours, but it was like I was a bearded, tattooed guy doing CrossFit in Bali, so maybe that was kind of a unique niche market. So, yeah, and then that's what kind of first brought me here. And then I went home to the States, for 6 months and didn't know what to do. I kind of guest coached. I mean, I wasn't even guest coaching. I was like apprenticing and helping out at Orange Coast CrossFit in Orange County which is Kenny Leverich's gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. So came real close with him and Ryan Fisher at the time, who was there, and just hung out at the gym for 4 hours a day and tried to work out and be good like them and just watch them coach. So that was kind of a cool thing. I still didn't know what to do. I still had some of my savings left that I hadn't spent through, and so I actually ended up going back to. It was my mom actually who said, "You don't seem like," because I was kind of back home. She's like, "You still don't seem like you know what you want to do." And I said, "I don't know what to do." So she's like, "Well, you can go travel again." Like, they didn't give me money. It was all my money, which is fine.
I was gonna say, was she telling you to piss off? Like, get out of the house?
Yeah, maybe she wants me to leave. No, she likes when I'm home. She tells me I'm never home enough. So
Aww.
no, but it was really cool that she's like, "Yeah, if you seem like you really like doing that, so go do it more," which was a cool thing. My dad didn't understand. He was more like, "Are you ready to come home?" Whereas my mom was, happy to let me go a little more. And turns out like he's super happy I found what I like doing and like where I like being. So. Yeah, I came back this way, did a little more of a tour of Southeast Asia, ended up back in Bali again. And this time I had was almost out of my cash, and someone on my Instagram said, "Hey, there's a job in Jakarta. They need a coach. Maybe you should talk to them." I ended up talking to the guys and got hired there for 3 months. And then I actually worked at the other gym that just opened in Bali as well, called S2S. So like I worked there for about 6 months, I think. And then I was, still saying, I think I really want to do my own gym, and they knew, and I wanted to try it out. But then I had no capital, nothing to go, so I ended up going home again for almost 10 months. Came back. In between that, I worked in Dominican Republic coaching CrossFit. I moved out there to help open a gym. Someone asked me, like, "Hey, would you want to come out here? We saw what you did in Jakarta. We can help you do the same." And so for a while, I thought my job might be, I'm this guy that travels and maybe sets up a gym, trains their coaches, show them how it's kind of run, and then I move on to the next thing. So I was like, well, maybe that's a cool opportunity. It still kind of fits my lifestyle of travel and CrossFit. And then I ended up actually, I was in Australia for a bit, stayed there for 2 months in Melbourne, and finally came back. And it was actually my buddy Bill who knew I wanted to do a gym, and he's like, "Just do it, man. Just do it. Like, why?" He's like, "You're good. People know you. Like, you're passionate. You should just go for it." And I'm like, "All right, well, I'll try." And it worked out pretty well. I came back at the end of 2015 into Bali, and or the end of 2014. Sorry. And then I just kind of met some people, made some contacts, found the location. It worked out well, and started out real small. We had 8 barbells, and then I opened up CrossFit Wanderlust. So we actually just hit our 2-year official anniversary 3 days ago.
That's unreal.
Happy birthday.
And you can always remember because CrossFit will ask you for $3,000 every not hard to forget your anniversary. But that's cool. I'm happy to be part of the club. I love it. Like I'm a big CrossFitter through and through, and for me it changed my life in many ways as far as just I don't know. I just found it just really fit for me. I wasn't ever a sports guy. I don't watch sports. I played soccer in high school and growing up, but I didn't care. I didn't watch baseball. I never did anything. So for some reason, this was really fun. I was into fitness, but I never squatted or anything before, and this just changed everything about it. And it was fun, and I wasn't half bad at it. I'm not half good either, but I'm not half bad. So
Are you like the fittest masters in your age group? For Asia?
I am the fittest old guy in Asia.
That's a pretty good claim because masters athletes are so fit these days.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Last year was the first year I competed. I've done the Open a bunch, but it was the first time I did the Open, did quite well. And then, and at least in this region and for my age group, it was also the first year they showed us, right, 35 to 40-year-olds. So I got to see how I place within my peers as opposed to always going against these young guns.
So if you went to the games, you'd be against like Neil Maddox then?
Yeah, that would be hard.
That's crazy, right? Like that's
I met him actually a long time ago too. I don't think he probably remembers, but yeah, seeing a lot of those guys in California and there's cool though. Like I mean, this year actually when I looked at it, I was 220th worldwide.
Mhm.
And that was out of 37,000 dudes. So I was like, that's crazy, man. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, I almost ticked into that top 200, which would allow me to do a Masters regional.
Yeah.
So that's the goal this year. We'll see. Like, I would love that to happen. And just in the fact that I really love this sport and I like playing with everybody. It's cool. Like, I never had any aspirations of making the games or anything like that, but it's just fun to get better every year. And like, hopefully I'm better this year. We'll see. I've had a few little niggles here and there, but like, yeah, it's for fun. So, and I'm really happy in Bali. The business is going good. It's busy. Like, people come in, and I always tell people I measure success on the fact that how many people can I actually teach this sport I like to. Like, for me, it's such a fun thing to teach. I'm still very passionate. I'm still very, very involved with all the programming and all the coaching as well. So I want to teach CrossFit. I want to make people better. I want them to learn something. So, yeah, for me, success is the fact that 200 people come in a day, and then we get to teach them some sort of fitness and hopefully impact their life. We also we cater to we have a lot of high level athletes that come just because they're in town, but then we'll have people that are brand new. I mean, you guys probably saw it too. Like, there's brand new people every day that we have to show how to scale, how to do a toe to bar, everything. So it's challenging, but it's also very rewarding, because if we do it right, these people will go home and then they'll join a gym and maybe get into CrossFit, and our community grows, it gets better and everything like that. So yeah, it's
something that stuck out to me about our visit to you. You actually said that to us when we were there. Like, it's a very broad group within the class. Like, there's brand new people here, and you get messages quite often of people who have come to Bali, tried CrossFit out because their friends were doing it, did it with you in Bali, and then they've sent you a message a few months later like, "Hey Dave, I got into CrossFit because of you guys. Thank you so much," which is super cool.
Yeah, it's a huge compliment. Like, I mean, it's compliment. It's into the sport too, because like everyone will, the more the merrier, I always say, and the more people doing these things that are positive, that will affect change later on, whether they like it or not. They might stop drinking, or they might stop doing that. Like, I'm not against any of that, but like, you'll find these people that get into something so much that they're like, well, maybe I won't go out tonight. I really want to hit the Saturday workout with everybody, and just meeting groups, and it's just a ripple effect, I guess. So yeah, for me, that's a huge compliment. And I tell people, like, find your affiliate that you love. Like, if they're not coaching the way we do, or it's okay, but like, you need to find someone that actually gives a shit and like wants to help you, and you need to get better, and you should learn things every day. You can't have just a guy blowing a whistle and yelling to go faster. Yeah, like I tell people, like, there's some affiliates out there like that. So I want them to have the best experience too. So
yeah, definitely.
A big push on this kind of thing.
And it's cool what you were saying about CrossFit's changed your life. So not only are you passionate about it as a sport or as your exercise, but it's also like such a big part of your life, and it's probably how you met your girlfriend, and it's it's like how you're in your gym and all this stuff. It's literally your life, and in such a positive way that you now can share that with other people. And I think we can speak to that too. Like, CrossFit changed our lives before we met, and it is the reason we met. So we owe so much to the sport, and it's not just exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is. We all know it's a way of life. I feel like we're all just high-fiving each other. We're like, yeah, CrossFit's cool. But it is like, my girlfriend came here. She's from Austria, and we met. She killed me on a running workout, and I was like, wow, she's fit. I like her. It's cool. Well, we try to talk to her more, and but it brings you together. Like, and it is. It's a big part of my life, and like, it does consume me, but it's fun. So like, I don't care. Like, like, I got work after this. I might go back to the gym and check on things or whatever. But it's not, for me. It's fun. I go in, I see people I know, and or I don't know, and then I get to meet them, and we have a good talk or whatever. So it's very fun. It's social. It's we get a lot of people in that I got to meet and talk to, and that's a great thing. It's fun to find where these people come from. So there's a story behind everyone, and I've had people come out just because they're like, hey, I saw your post 2 years ago, and you inspired me to travel, and I was like, wow, that's insane. Like, maybe people do read these things I write. Like, I used to write a lot more. I think about do what you want to do and you have the ultimate right to be happy, because I did. Like, I took this big step and said, like, fuck what we're supposed to do, and say, I'm just going to go try to do something that makes me happy. And for me, it worked out real well. And, I think everyone can do that. If you don't have that happiness, then you have every right to change what you're doing and do something different. Like, we're all pretty smart humans. We can do whatever we want. We can try things, at least. That's the thing. Most people are scared to try something different. So, like, why not just give it a shot? If it doesn't work, you can go back, get a job, or do whatever you want to do. But if you never try, then you never really know.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, for you, did you come across any adversity starting the gym? Like, you started with 8 barbells. Now you'd have classes, like you said, you just hit 216 people in a day come through the doors. Obviously, there's been a big step from where you started to where you guys are now, and there's been expansions in between that. Has there been, like, roadblocks being that you're in Bali? Like, I know there's a lot of strong laws around there.
It is. There's some, but it's we've done it all right. Like, we've got through it. Like, we were, small at the beginning. I was happy if 30 people would come in. That would be great in a day. And then more people came, and I was like, all right, now we're doing a partner workout. Like, we have to share these barbells and wall balls, and this and this. And then we added some flooring, and then we added more flooring, and then we made the rig bigger. And you kind of grow it with it. I mean, I've been in a lot of gyms. I've worked in a few. I've seen other gyms do things and seen things I like, some things I don't. I knew that I wanted to I knew that I built this gym for the customer. I mean, for me too, as a little playground, but you have to always do stuff for your customer, or it's gonna. I've seen many gyms that just kind of go to shit. Like, if you don't care, if you don't service the things, if you don't make it bigger, if you don't bring in little toys every once in a while, people kind of go, what are we paying for, or why is this not as fresh as it was? So I'm a big proponent on that. Like, and it is a hard thing. Like, right now we're still waiting for. We put an order in. We're putting an order in, but it's Chinese New Year. We're waiting for stuff from China, so the stuff won't even be here till April. But even right now, we just serviced all the barbells. We're re-sewing all the wall balls because you can't actually buy stuff here. So we're getting everything ready and good to go, get through the open. We have plenty of equipment, as you see now. Like, we've expanded and we bought in new stuff. But even that being said, I just ordered 50 new barbells because I want to make sure we have good equipment, And, like, for me, I don't want to get by ever. I just want I want it to be a gym where people go, you should go to this gym, not you can go if you're in Bali.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, I want it to be high level in the fact that we have great coaching and we have pretty good equipment. We can get everything done. Like, we just got 4 air bikes in. We're waiting for more of those and some ski ergs. So, like, I want to have, I want to have everything.
Yeah.
1 for me and 2 for everyone. Because the more you have, the more broad your programming can be, and the more you can kind of do all sorts of fun things for your clients. So, I guess that's.
As a visitor, like, a few things that really stuck out were just like the basic things, like giving everyone a towel when they come in to train, giving fruit straight after training, or like water straight after training,
going
like
above and beyond.
Exactly, giving those little things. Also having the screens around of just CrossFit Games playing constantly, and all of your big posters. Like, it kind of makes it like a really cool place for everyone to be, and you see that everyone thrives when they're there.
And then having the cafe, that's just
that helps a lot. Because if you can get coffee anywhere, you can always do stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That was like a thing. Like, it's kind of a funny thing. The towel thing. We're like, well, it's hot and sweaty, and like, I'm always using a towel. Like, we need to give people a towel or have it. Like, and we go through these things. Where we're like, oh, fuck, should we stop doing towels? I mean, the amount of towels we end up buying because people accidentally take them home. The cleaning of the towels is ridiculous. Like, I won't tell you the numbers per year, but like, it's staggering. But then again, I'm like, well, it's, they're paid a membership, why don't we give them a towel? Like, it, in the long run, it's like you said, you appreciate that. It's good to hear that. Like, I want to have people, I don't know, I want them to feel welcome. I don't want them to feel without something, like, I've gone on holidays a lot where I'll get somewhere and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot this or that. And, if a towel helps someone get through the day, especially in our gym, it's sweaty, it's hot. I've got all the fans going, but you're still just sweating like crazy. So, yeah,
Matty sweats when it's cold, so
exactly.
I mean, he's screwed in Bali.
A little thing like a towel goes a long way. So, like, I mean, we even thought maybe we should just get our own big laundromat and we'll just do our own towels and we'll have the staff clean them and then we'll just hang them up. And I was like, oh, so we're playing with all those kind of things because as it gets busy, if 200 people come a day, that's
a lot of freaking
probably
towels.
more like 300 towels because everyone grabs one or two. So sorry, my phone went off. I hope it's not making too much noise.
No, that's cool.
It's
So,
okay.
how about starting a business in a third world country where people like
Developing.
like
Can't
a developing.
say third world
Sorry,
these days.
developing. Jesus, sorry guys.
Yeah.
Like, were people saying like you're crazy doing this? And did you ever think like how would people pay a membership in a developing country?
Yeah, I mean, no, like again, I never built this to. I knew there was a need for it. I saw that there. I mean, there was one CrossFit gym, and I said, no, I want to do one, and I want to do it differently. I have different ideas, a different programming. I have a different style of mine, and I think I can. I think enough people. I think the sport's growing enough that I can capitalize on that. And when I say capitalize, again, I never built this to do like I want to make $1 million because like if you do that as a CrossFitter, you're an idiot anyway because like we do this out of love, right? Like this is like a passion thing. But I was like, hey man, like if I can live in Bali and teach CrossFit and make enough money to live here and eat all the rad food that's here, I'm happy, and I'm a pretty simple guy. I don't need a lot of luxury things and like that. So, and ironically, you can have more luxury here and have a pool where in California I'd have to be a millionaire to have a pool in my house. So like, yeah, for me, I was like, if I can do it well and people come in and I get to teach something I really love, what a great thing. And so like even like when we priced it, like I did price it as a Westerner coming in. Like unfortunately, the price point for a Balinese local would have a very, very hard time affording that. Like, but I saw the model of other places, and that's kind of how that's okay. That's how it is for Westerner. We're still cheaper than Australia and America and things like that if you go to the exchange rate. So we're okay there. Are you guys there? It kind of froze.
Yeah, we're still here.
Still here.
So I guess on the other side of that is like, how many people do you employ?
We have quite a few Indonesian staff as well as some Western coaches.
Yeah.
So we probably have like 16 or more Indonesian staff members. So that goes a long way too with the community. Like we're not just we're not a company that came in and we're like, oh, we're a bunch of white people like trying to make money in this, developing country. Like, we take care of our staff real well, and they like being there. We tell them it's, we're a family and we're a team, and we do a little. We had a pretty fun Christmas party with all them. A couple drinks with the guys, and so they're good. Like we actually just had a flood like a few months ago. Wow. 2 days in a row, it just hammered us down here. And they all came in, and I was there at 1 a.m. We're all pushing water out of the place and getting it ready. We got it all cleaned up by the 7 a.m. class, so we were good to go. And they're awesome, like So the next day, I took them all out, and we got beers and just kind of hung out and like showed them that you
appreciate it,
their work, and they get compensated well too. And they seem pretty happy there. They like it. They're working a lot. Those cleaners work their butts off, man. They're there every day, like after every class. Mopping, going through the sweat, cleaning it up, the chalk. I feel like it's funny. I don't mind if people throw chalk and get crazy and go because it's sweaty in their nuts. But like people on holiday or they're not in their own gym tend to get a little more wild, which is funny. So there's clap
everywhere. Yeah.
So it's cool though. I mean, like the staff's awesome, and my coaches I have there that are great. So. As it looks like we're getting busier and busier, like we're staffing more coaches on tap. Like, so that's one thing we have. If we usually have 2 or 3 coaches at every class, so that's kind of a hurdle. Instead of adding more classes, which we couldn't really do, we added extra coaching. So like if 30 people show up, there's still 3 coaches, and we can still tackle enough people and make sure they're getting the proper education they need.
Yeah, it's super beneficial. And I guess on the other side, like, everyone there is always smiling. Like all the crew that you have working for you are always smiling. So they obviously do enjoy themselves, which is cool. The other cool thing I saw is that they were training themselves. Like some of the cleaning staff get in, they do training, and it's like it's probably something they've never done before, right? Yeah,
exactly. They didn't. We had our little company party, and we had them do a workout. Even the ones that didn't want to do a workout, and it was fun. It was like wall balls, box jumps, a little bit of running, and things like that, and just to kind of show them, and we all partnered with them. So each coach partnered with an Indo person, and then we had like a team. We had teams and stuff, and yeah, they had a good time. They're laughing and dying. So a couple of the guys just hated it, and some of the girls liked it, hated it. But yeah, they'll even jump in. We told them like they can train obviously for free and hang out like if they want. So a lot of them will stay around and do some stuff. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I like having them all in there. Like I would never be able to do the gym without these guys. So I'm very fortunate to have them, that kind of thing. Like if I know most gym owners have to clean their own gym, I have to clean a bit, but it's mostly delegating because we have almost, 1,000 square meters right now of space. So there's a lot of cleaning to do.
And do you think you'll expand again?
I do. We're having some meetings on it right now. So we'd like to get a little bigger, merely in the fact to be able to accommodate more. But like during those peak times, the open gym area that we built just for the open gym is like full now. Like people are always in it. So let's say we have like a retreat come in or someone that wants to rent the spot out. We need to be able to accommodate them. Plus, I kind of want to put a little strongman area in. I want to put like a cable machine, even some old school stuff like that. Just because, why not? Like we can
exactly.
Let everybody do the fitness they want to do, kind of thing. So. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you mentioned retreats, so that's something we wanted to delve into a little bit more. So you're running retreats for other people, or you're running your own retreats? I think we had a bit of a chat about this when we saw you last year.
Yeah. First off, how do I get you guys back on video? Because I miss seeing you. I just see a paused version.
Yeah, just like stuck there. I don't know. It usually just comes back on. So I don't know. Hopefully in another minute or so it will be back to norms.
The interwebs is not being our friend.
Yeah, well, that's Bali sometimes, It's funny. This internet in my house is $110 a month. You'd think it'd be great.
Yeah.
Sometimes, we can get Netflix. That works for me and my girlfriend.
There you
go.
Yeah.
As long as you can
Netflix
happiness. Chill.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
We do a lot of that. Like, there's a lot of Netflixing and a lot of chilling, and and we order food in like every night because they have a thing called Gojek here. I don't know if you tried it, where they'll deliver you food and GoFood, and it's 70 cents to deliver it to your house. So,
so that's like Uber Eats here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uber Eats without having to pay $5-10 for delivery. So it's great.
Yeah,
that's unreal.
Makes us very lazy. I'm an athlete. I gotta save my energy for
look after that bod,
burpee box jumps and stupid things like that. So yeah, this is fun. What was
retreats?
Retreats, yeah. So
you just had the Raw crew.
So we started kind of. Yeah. We just did the retreat for Raw Strength and Conditioning. So Big Bad Bobby D's and James Newberry and Jess Coughlin were out here. Awesome. So yeah, we started this retreat company, my girlfriend and I and another partner, and it's kind of to facilitate retreats for companies like that, or for gyms, or for a strength program, or someone who wants to come and put a seminar together, or like an influencer, if you will. We did one with a girl named Collie Burns. We've done hers twice, and where we set her up, we set the whole retreat up. And then she kind of puts it out to her fans and say, hey, we're doing this training camp retreat. If you guys want to come out, basically if someone's a fan of them or they follow their program, they want to train with them, we facilitate that retreat for them. Just because in the fact that we have contacts with all the hotels, I obviously have a gym here that we can use and things like that. Oh, there you are. I see you.
We're back.
So it's kind of cool. Like you could literally just get a gym, say for instance, CrossFit, whatever their name is, they really think that their whole crew could come across. You could facilitate that. Like a gym could come and have their own Bali retreat and have a fun time with their whole crew over there.
Absolutely, yeah. That's kind of our next goal. Like we haven't put it out to many gyms. There's a few that we know that just want to use us because they've heard of us. So so it's gone really well with that. Like we that one we won't hold their hand as much. We basically say, hey, we'll set you up with accommodation, a driver. We can set up like the Mount Batur hike if you want to go to the volcano for sunrise, yoga sessions, a nice hotel at the beach. We kind of can curtail it to however they'd like. So we put it out to a few gyms out there and see what they like because so many people are coming over. I get a lot of crews that just want to come, like 5-10 people from their gym anyway. So I said, let me make a package for you and see what you think. So yeah, people are responding. We kind of slowly put it out there last year. We did 2 last year and then 1 this year so far. And, we talked to a few different high-level athletes in the States as well as as here, and I have a good relationship with a few people that want to come out anyway. So yeah, we'll see. That could be like our next little venture, and we want to bring enough people to Bali. They always ask me anyway on my Instagram, like, hey, can you show me should I do this, or where should I stay? What should we do? And we figured out maybe we'll throw one together. I might even do one as a Dave Driskell training camp if people actually want to train with me anyway. I don't know.
Awesome.
We'll see.
Yeah, I reckon they'll snap it up.
Oh, that's super cool.
The Instagram for that, is it Wanderlust Retreats?
It's Wanderlust Fitness Retreats.
Okay. Yeah. So jump on that, guys. There's some awesome photos going up.
Yeah, we're going to do a Chief Life one day. We'll come over.
Yeah, you should, absolutely. We might do another raw camp. Like Jess and James and Bobby D were like super stoked, and like it was such a fun camp. I mean, I personally follow that programming, so for me it was really fun. We got a bunch of like-minded people. We had 15 people show up that had to do that training, and one girl that never done CrossFit ever.
What?
It was amazing.
What?
That's awesome.
She was where was she from? She was from Australia as well. But we're all going around the table and going, oh yeah, I follow Raw. I've been doing this, and I go to this gym and this. And then she's like, oh, I've never done CrossFit. And we're like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, why are you on this camp? And like, we're like happy to have her.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I Googled Bali and retreats, and you guys popped up. And I'm like, all right, that's working then.
That's
and
good,
so
yeah.
That's cool.
Google AdWords.
She was awesome, man. She was fit, but imagine this, jumping into a Raw strength and conditioning open prep for a week, never doing CrossFit. But she like handled like a champ, man. She did great, and she learned a bunch of new things, and I think, maybe she'll give it a go a little bit more when she gets home. But she had a great time too. It was a really fun group, and we all just hung out and trained and ate a lot of meat, kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
That is super cool. How do you find fueling yourself over there? Like, being that do you actually cook much yourself, or do you pretty much buy all of your meals out?
I cooked this morning. I'm not. That was a once in a while thing. Yeah, like the food here is so good. There's like the
and
cafes
so cheap, right?
Yeah, they're cheap. They're amazing. Like, I mean, I think I could cook a breakfast here for $4, but then I could also go to a cafe and sit down and get one for $5.
Yeah.
So, and they are much more professional cooks than I am. Like, I can have a kale pesto broccoli omelet. Where here, this morning I had 4 eggs, 4 pieces of sausage, and an apple. So it's pretty boring, but I'm a bachelor when it comes to cooking. I know how to cook eggs and bacon. I can barely cook a steak. I'm pretty bad.
And I mean, we bumped into you a few mornings while we were there, and you were almost using it as your. Well, don't tell everyone where he's going to be. Now I'm going to have to change cafes.
You'll probably find me at Sprout.
He always posts about it anyway, so it's all good.
But I was going to say, you almost use it as like office time. So if you can go there and do some work and have somebody else.
I figured like if. So the way you value your time, of course, right? Like even if that lunch cost me $5, that's better worth my time to sit there. It's not below me to cook. I'm not saying that, but it's better worth my time to sit there, put some social media post out for the gym, or write up some programming or scheduling and the content, and that way, it's a maximizing my time, and it's more fun than cooking because I'm bad at cooking. So yeah, it's cool. Like, and I'm the worst at getting. As you know, getting back to people, going and doing my texts, through my emails, answering things, putting stuff in the calendar. I am working on it. That's one of my goals for 2018, But I have like Anna, my girlfriend, helps with all the correspondence with the gym, and without that, I'd be drowning in emails. So it's really good. So I find it. I don't know why. For some reason, if it's a WhatsApp, I'm pretty good at getting back. If it's an email, I look at the email and I go, oh yeah, I should reply to that. I'll do that later. And then I don't ever reply to it. Or then it takes me a week or two, So my apologies to anyone out there that I've forgot to email back. I feel like if it's life and death, people will get a hold of me, but I don't want to be rude. I try to get back to everyone that emails, and I get a lot of guys and girls asking me like how to take the first step, or how to travel, or where should I go? Where should I get? I get the funniest text. People go, can I taxi from the airport to your gym? I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, it's a country. You can taxi anywhere. Like, what? Like, it's hilarious. We get the funniest. We'll get funny emails.
Google that for you.
Yeah, people will go and send us a message saying, well, what hotel should I stay at? And I get that because it's a new country, and like I'm like, oh well, yeah, you could look it up on Google, but it's also, we can help you out. We'll tell you.
Yeah.
And then like people literally like, will you send a car for us? And I'm like, we don't do that yet. I mean, maybe we should have a hospitality service where you send cars for people, but yeah, we just try to help them.
Set up your own Uber.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
The Wanderlust Uber account. So
Yeah, we all often outsource our cooking as well, but we always talk about it like that because it's like, okay, we've got too much work to do. Let's outsource our cooking so we can get a heap more work done. Is there like
for an hour, right?
Yeah. Is there a minimum number for your retreats so far that you've had? Like you said, 5 people occasionally reach out and say, "Hey, we're coming over."
Turn the slide off. A minimum, for like the group one, we would like to do 9 to 15 people generally. So it makes it kind of, there's a certain margin error where we can make it work for everybody involved. So usually it's about 12 to 15 people. I mean, we can do more. It's just once it gets that big, the group starts to get separated and moves around a bit, and then you lose a little of that community.
Yeah.
But we're trying to make a really cool experience for these people as well. So it's not like, it just kind of worked out where it's generally around 15 people show up, and then that way you're gonna get a huge van. Everyone's together. We all climb the mountain and watch the sunrise together. There's yoga and stuff like that. So 15 seems to be a pretty cool number. Like we'll do more if we need to. We have a good relationship with the hotel. It can accommodate a ton of people. So
yeah, that's it.
That's cool. And I mean, you've had a crazy few months. Like you've had the Reebok Summit and you've been snowboarding in Japan, and like you've just had so much going on. Do you need to be in Bali when there's a retreat running? And then does that make scheduling a little bit harder with all the travel you guys already have going on?
Yeah, it does. It does a bit. It's always hard to be gone from the gym as well. Like I like being at the gym. Like I do all the programming still, so I want to be connected. I like seeing how they respond to workouts, how they're feeling. Like I have this like that debate with people where I'm like, I don't program a month in advance because 1, I don't think I have the brain power. 2, I like to see how everyone's feeling, how they're moving, and ideas come to me differently the way I program and train. I want to bring them along this path with me, if you will. So, I do a week or 2 weeks. Sometimes we do daily when we're behind, right, guys? But we do it. We try to do it in that kind of manner. It is hard. Like I did try to travel more a little bit last year and this year. Japan was really fun. We went to Japan for just a week and went snowboarding. I haven't snowboarded in 15 years, which is crazy. In my head, I'm like, it's been like 5-6 years, and then I actually added up the years, and that's 15 years ago I snowboarded. I came out unscathed, which is pretty cool.
It's always good.
I couldn't remember if I was goofy or regular, and the first run I found out that I'm goofy. So because I just went into a switch position, and I was like, now I remember everything. So it was cool. It's hard. I had to keep up with my girlfriend, like I said, who's from Austria, growing up on a snowboard as a snowboard instructor. But she was impressed. She didn't break up with me, so I think
you did well.
I held my own. Yeah, and it was great. Like I've been to Japan before once, and then this time was cold. Man, it was way different. Like
where were you?
It was cold, and we went to Tokyo.
Yep.
And then we've snowboarded in Hakuba.
Yeah, cool.
So it's like a 5-hour bus ride away. So it was awesome, man. It was really cool.
And they've had good snow this year too.
Really good snow, yeah. And it was just. Yeah, it was a good time, man. We had a good time out there and tried a bunch of Japanese beers and whiskeys. And I don't drink often in Bali. It's very rare because I'm not really a fan of the beer here. So when I travel, I'm like, I want to try that beer. I want to try this beer. And like, nothing crazy, but like have a beer at dinner. And it's kind of fun to try the different things as you go. So probably not the best thing 2 weeks before the open, but that's okay.
I mean, coming from a bar, like owning a bar previously, like it would have been a heavily drinking environment. Yeah, exactly. Boozed environment. Did you find that like was a pretty big transition to start?
No, like I don't know. Like I drank. I mean, like an adult does, and like in the bar you drink more, and then as I CrossFitted more, I did less drinking, and then like traveling was pretty fueled by alcohol and doing all the backpacking and fun stuff like that. But then you just kind of go less and less, and let's face it, I'm not really young anymore. I shouldn't be drinking that much anyway. So like, I just I found when I moved here and was living here longer, I just for some reason just didn't have the desire. Like I didn't want to go out and drink as much. Like I'll have if I want a beer, I'll get a beer. You know, like sometimes it sounds really good to me. It's just less and less as it goes by, and it's hard to get good alcohol here, like good tequila or good whiskey. So like, or if you do, it's quite costly. So I just kind of like, well, I don't need to drink. Now that I have a girlfriend, I really don't have to drink. They kiss you. Kiss you like no matter what.
Winning. So I mean, considering how like you've got fitness going on, you've got travel going on, there's, as you say, you enjoy your downtime as well. But what else do you do to look after yourself with how hectic things are?
Old man recovery. What do you do?
Your hacks.
I do. I think I relax a lot too. I mean, I try to like have that downtime. I've been trying to make myself stretch more and actually do some preventive things. Like a couple of years ago, I had a pretty bad back injury and I couldn't do any pulling or like squatting for like 6 months or something like that. It was like real slow recovery. I still have issues with it. It gets kind of tight. That's why I keep moving around. I'm sitting on my bed, probably kind of weird anyway. And yeah, I'm just I need to think about the longevity of it, to be honest. Like I love this so much that I'm still like, oh, jump in the gym and go right to chest to bars like I did last week. And then I pulled something in my shoulder, which is stupid. I'm like, why didn't I warm up and things like that. So you'd think I would know this after 8 years, but like it's still like taking me some time to really be smart about it. And there's a really cool physio chiropractor guy here now who's been helping all of us, and he's showing me some new kind of things to work on. So I still relax a lot. Like I tell people, the one thing, I have a pool in my villa. Most of the villas here do, and that like little hour I take after I come home from the gym after training, and I can sit in the pool. I do some Instagram, or I'll send out a post or something, or I'll program and just relax for an hour. Like me and my girlfriend will lay in the sun for 45 minutes and get some just downtime where we're not doing anything work wise. So just kind of reset.
Yeah,
I've been kind of working on trying to nap, but it just never happens. I try to sometimes, but I just feel like I got too much to do.
Yeah, it's just ticking. But I mean, that in itself is pretty cool. Like you're kind of cold plunging in the pool, and then you're recovering in the sun, like with the sunbathing. Like, yeah, it's kind of two little hacks to themselves, I guess. Yeah,
it is. I'm a big proponent of vitamin D.
Yeah.
I like the sun a lot. I don't abuse it, of course, but I'm in the sun always, so like it's nice to get a little bit on your back and your chest, and then move on with your day. I try to eat pretty healthy. I think there's times where I don't care as much, but like I've been predominantly like paleo even before I did CrossFit. I found out about it in like 2009 and started eating that way a bit. So it always kind of went back to that style, lower glycemic kind of stuff, and like keeping the carbs away. I play with it a little bit here and out throughout the year, playing with carbs and stuff. Like my roommates are doing macros, and my girlfriend eats differently than me, and I just kind of eat healthy-ish if I can.
Yeah.
And kind of maintain it, I have noticed it is a lot harder. Like if I need to lean up real quick, I can't do it as like what I used to. When I was 30, I would just be like 2 weeks of clean eating, and I was back to it. I used to do a little of the modeling stuff, so I'd have to be like ready to go. And now I'm like, fuck, it's taking forever. It won't get away. But I don't have to worry about that as much anymore. I don't think so. I'm not as crazy as I think. I mean, I just kind of try to eat pretty healthy, lots of meats and vegetables, and I eat a lot of fat too. I do bulletproof coffees. Yeah. I eat a lot of. I just had a bunch of salami before I got on the phone with you. And I'm not worried about fat percentages. I mean, or what I eat,
But you've never done like macro counting as such.
I've never have people probably think I'm crazy. I should. I don't know if I have the mental capacity to do it, Plus, I get to eat like my roommate and girlfriend's chicken skin, so it's awesome.
And you're probably eating more intuitively because you kind of know how your body responds, and as you said.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Like I've done it long enough where I think I kind of know what works for me. I mean, like sometimes I get a little bigger or fluffier, and I don't really care as much as I used to. Like I think I used to be like, I gotta have a 6-pack and blah blah blah, and I know that now that like there's certain things I need to have strength wise and stuff like that, but we all kind of always want to have a lean body, but it doesn't work. Like even this year is the biggest I've gone into the open, but I feel like it's bigger because I got stronger and I put on some size, like good size. It's not like too bad. Like handstand push-ups the other day felt pretty rough, but then like chest to bars were okay. So maybe I am actually handling the weight. We'll see this year how it goes. But for the most part, like I'm happy with where I'm at weight wise, and it feels good moving. I guess like this sort of burpees suck, but whatever.
They always suck. It's the tall man. Yeah, no, you're short, so it works all right.
Yeah.
Dave and I are tall. It doesn't work for us.
I just like flop down, roll up kind of thing, and now they got the new standard. That's a lot more heart rate jumping up kind of thing. So
exactly,
much more sprightly.
We got a guy that's got a shoulder injury at the moment. He's just had a recon, and he's doing like one arm burpees. He hops down, he does a Superman like rock to jump back up. I'm like, hey, that's kind of like a good little transition almost. Yeah, exactly. Like when you're real tired, just get that Superman rock and you'll be fine.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, good flexion.
Yeah,
that's insane. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. Maybe not the best for the best open score.
Do some videos.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say that you're a bit of a what they would call a social media influencer. It seems to be the general name that they're giving people who have a higher following on Instagram or social in general. And so what does that, like, how did you get there? What does it do and mean for you?
Mine, I guess, yeah, like you're saying, Dave, there's no reason you should have people following you. Why are they following you? And I agree with you. No, I don't know. Like, I think I was an early adopter of Instagram. We all got it, and I was like, oh, it makes filters on your pictures. That's cool. And then I posted a picture where I was in, like, I forget where I was years and years ago. And, like, I kind of forgot about it. And then I was in Thailand, and this is 2012, and someone's like, oh, you should use your Instagram more and put your stuff up. I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea. So I started putting those on. I already had a fair few friends because I lived in California, and then I went to Houston, and I was in the bar scene, so maybe you meet a lot of friends, and they're all on your Facebook page. So when I had Instagram, it was like automatically had 700 followers, or because everyone is attached already. Yeah. And then I guess because I was posting stuff a little more regularly than most, and I was, like I said, a bearded, tattooed CrossFit guy, and I feel like of all my friends, I was the only one that has ever left to go to Asia or something like that. So maybe I was really unique, and I think I am unique in the sense of most Americans don't travel as often or as far as we came over here. And I don't know, maybe it was just the combination, the right time, and I would kind of doctor up. I had a lot of free time when I was backpacking, so I would like doctor up my photos and put little like I called it Wanderlust wads because I was traveling, and Wanderlust was a huge name to me, even though before I called my gym CrossFit Wanderlust. So I figured I'll put these little things up, and I'll put my workout up, and maybe my coaches at home will see it, and they'll be like yes or no, and then people started saying, oh, I tried one of your workouts, it was really good, and people would say, hey, check this guy out, he's traveling and he does workouts on islands and stuff, it's cool. And then there was a girl, I don't know if you guys know Chrissy May Cagney. Yeah, she's like this super tattooed chick from America. She had followers, but not a ton yet. And then she was like, hey, look at this guy, Dave. He's tattooed and does this, this, and this. And like, he's a CrossFit guy too. And then I got a bump from that. And then it just kind of started creeping up from there. And in 2012, when I went back, we did some boot camps in New York, and like maybe more people saw it. And then it just slowly inclined. CrossFit put a photo of me once. That was insane. It was like 5,000 followers the next day. They have a big pull. And to be honest, I don't care. It's fun. It's flattering that it goes up and people follow me. It's the most flattering is that people say, hey, I was inspired by you to X, Y, Z, change my life, definitely. Or start CrossFit, or, eat better. And that's the best part of it. That's really cool. And my whole platform, I guess, is in my gym, and this is to like transform people's lives. Like, and I'm not like I'm not like this guru or anything, but if I can create a positive change in some way, somehow, like, then cool, it's good for me. It's not like I need a pat on the back for it. It's just something I enjoy doing. And then it's weird. Like, I don't know if you guys, like, when you write stuff on your Instagram, you feel like, God, am I coming off like a douche, or like, or am I saying this stuff because I want people to think I'm cool because I can say that? But it's not that. It's like I want to write something. Like right now, like I feel inspired and I'm really happy. So I should tell people that I'm happy, and I should tell them that they shouldn't be scared to try something that could make them happy. So, like, it's weird because you don't want to come off like this braggart, but you also could say like, hey, what if one person like starts to travel and it changes their life too? Then like, cool, it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know, for as much flack, I got a lot of flack sometimes from my closer friends. They're like, oh, there's Dave writing a post and working out with his shirt off and stuff like that. Which, so maybe I come off like a little weird to them because they know me, but like, I did it out of a true passionate way, I guess. So people could maybe relate, and then they go, oh, I'll try something different. So yeah, it's weird. I don't know if you've ever had that feeling when you're, am I writing something because I want to look cool, or do I want, it's not like, I don't give a shit if like people give me the little heart thing or whatever. Like, it's interesting to see how some posts do and some don't, or, you know, but it's also like, it's very impressive when some of the bigger likes or commented ones are actually when I write something that I give a damn about. Yeah. And it's really cool. I'm like, fuck, people actually read this stuff. And maybe that's a really good sign that I should keep writing stuff when it does come to me, and, you know, if I inspire some change. So.
And you can definitely tell that when you post it is from the heart. Like, you've taken the time to write something that means something to you. It's not just bullshit that you pulled from somewhere else, or just, as you say, like, worry that people are going to think you're a douche. It's because it's really meaningful stuff that you're putting up.
It's funny how you said, like, it's the friends that give you the most flack as well. It seems like it kind of comes across the board. Like, I think no matter where you are, that's why people get afraid to post, because their closest group of people will usually give them, and it's just like it's not even saying like anything bad necessarily. They might just say like, "Oh, you're an idiot. Why'd you say that?" They pay
you out,
exactly, because they can. Yeah, exactly.
But also, I mean, here in Australia, I don't know if it's you've noticed it, but there's like this tall poppy syndrome. So if anyone's doing well, like your friends want to pull you, or not even friends, but like people around you end up wanting to pull you down because they don't want you to do better than them, kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of Americans talk about it within Australia, apparently.
No, that's true. I mean, it is. It's just, I don't know why it is like that. Like, yeah, but there is that kind of, the close friends are like, oh, he's doing it again. But like, you know, but then I get a random person. Like, I had a person. I have this really funny story about my Instagram and how things can go bad when you post things. I'll have to tell you that. And this lady messaged me saying, "Don't worry about all these other people, haters. Like, I've followed you for years, and like, just so you know, I just beat cancer, and I wasn't going to go back to CrossFit, but I decided I'd go back to CrossFit because of you." And I was like, whoa, that's like huge.
Oh, I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, and it was this thing, like, and I was like, that's so awesome. I emailed her back and saying, you know, thank you. It's so cool to hear that. Like, you know, I do truly try to put things that are good out there to inspire people. And, so like, there is those really positive things you hear from people. Like, and, like last year I had a guy come into the gym and he was just like, hey man, like my name's, I don't remember his name right now. I hope he's not listening. And he was just real heartfelt, and I could just tell like he wanted to talk a little bit more. And then, so we sat and we we're just chatting a bit more, and he's like, hey, I want you to know that I followed you for a long time. He was like kind of embarrassed. I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. No worries. Like, awesome. And then he was like, yeah, and I'm here now. Like, I think I said it. And like, I saw your post and I've saved my money up, and now I'm on a 6-month trip. I wanted to come here, and he wasn't really a CrossFitter, but he's like, I just wanted to come here and meet you and tell you, you know, keep doing it. And I was like, wow, that's awesome, man. And, you know, we talked a little more and like gave some tips on where to go and things like that. And yeah, that was it. Like, but it was just so bizarre, but so cool. Like, and then maybe he will tell someone later, and he tells someone later, and then it just keeps going. And like, you know, I don't know. That for me, that's
butterfly effect.
I'm kind of in that like that zone right now, I guess. Which, that makes me.
So what was the bad experience?
Oh, the bad one. Okay, it's pretty funny. I guess like it's funnier now that even because my girlfriend's Austrian and her dad Googled me and found out this story. But like, so a few years back, 2015, I did a little tour. I went to like Iceland and then Sweden. On the way to Sweden, we had a stopover in Berlin, Germany. And then so me and my buddy Matt, we're walking around. We had some beers. We're just checking out Berlin. We had a 15-hour layover. We go to this like really big park, and it's real cool. And anyone that's been to Berlin will know there's like these cool pillars, and it's like a maze of pillars, and they're all different sizes. It's a square block of all these like cool pillars. And I do handstands everywhere I go. I'm like, oh, handstand, that'll be sick. I'll do a perfect handstand, and like the background looks sick. And because I had just been in Iceland doing handstands and like ice on glaciers and shit like that, and I was like, that'll be cool. I posted this picture. I found Wi-Fi. Posted this picture like 15 hours in Berlin, doing some handstands, having a beer, eating some sausage, what up, blah blah blah, on to Sweden. And so we walk around, we see the wall, we see some other stuff, and then we get back to the airport. And then I turn the Wi-Fi on, and then it's like ding, 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 ding on my phone. And I'm like, oh, great, what's going on? Like, have all these text messages. I looked at the post, and it's like there's like 100 and something comments, which is kind of a little more than I would expect. And like, apparently this park it's a Holocaust memorial center, and it's beautiful. It is a park, but it's not like this is horrible. For the record, I have Hebrew tattooed on me. My two best friends are Jewish. So there I am. I mean, there's this park. There's kids like hanging out. People are eating lunch. They're sitting on the pillars. So it's like it looks like a park. It's beautiful, but there's no gates. And so I didn't realize that. And then I looked later on in Google. There's like a sign over here and a sign way on that side. So it's not like you can walk from it anywhere. From the vantage point I walked in, it just looked like a really cool like art installation park.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the comments were blowing up going, you douche, like, you disrespect this, and you're just some shitty guy, and all, like, then other people were like, he probably didn't, like, it was kind of cool. People were like, he probably didn't realize what it was. And,
yeah.
You know, and then, yeah, so, like, I retracted this, I deleted it, and then I posted this other thing of, like, other pictures I took while I was in Berlin, and I wrote this long apology. While we were flying to Sweden that night, and I'm drafting this thing, you know, saying sorry, I'm not a bad guy. I just thought I thought it was a park, you know. I land, and there's that Facebook thing, BuzzFeed or Buzz, whatever. Like they put up an article going like, famous CrossFitter desecrates Holocaust memorial, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
And then, so I put that apology up. I go to bed, and then it's like. So they put up the apology, and it's like, you know, he says he was. I wrote, you know, like I saw it. I thought it was pretty. I did a handstand, like I do with everything. I did it in Iceland. I did it in Sweden. I do it like everywhere I go. It's just kind of a thing I do. CrossFitters always do handstands, you know. And then like so, BuzzFeed did it, and they were so big. And then all these other like trashy clickbait kind of like news people put them up, and then it was like it's in the Huffington Post. It went to JerusalemTimes.com, and then it's like all around, all over. You can still Google it. It's pretty funny. And then it goes like, even someone took a video of like my hometown, the news anchor, like, Dave Driskell, CrossFitter, does a handstand on the Holocaust Memorial in Berlin. I'm like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And like most of the things they put out were like the retraction they're like, oh, Dave said sorry, like, which is good. But it just made me look like the worst.
Just a genuine accident.
Yeah.
It was hilarious, and like, you know, I have full respect for, like I said, two of my best friends are Jewish. I have Hebrew tattooed on my back of my leg. My very first tattoo says Chaim on it. Now, like, I'm like, come on, like this is not. I'm not doing it to be disrespectful, you know. And yeah, it was all good. Like in the end, like it was embarrassing, and I was like, you know, I get it. Wasn't trying to, but you'll offend everybody if you can. There was some lady on my account that like every post after that, she was like, "You suck" and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I'm really sorry. I wrote a heartfelt sorry. It was an accident.
Yeah,
it happened.
accident.
Like yeah. And yeah, so it was all good. And randomly, I got 3,000 followers from it too. Like which maybe those people wanted to see more bumbles like that, but. Yeah, it worked out okay. It was just like a pretty funny thing. So yeah, come last April when I'm flying to Austria to meet my girlfriend's dad, she's like, "Oh, we read about him on the Google or whatever." And I'm like, "No." Yeah, he thought it was really fun.
At least they can see the good side of it.
Yeah, they said as long as I make her happy, it's okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. So yeah,
Awesome.
if you're gonna do handstands, folks, just check around to see if there's any signs that you shouldn't, or maybe just think about it first. So,
That is the moral of the story there, hey?
but the funniest, it was a really good handstand, man. I was right vertical. It looked great too.
Where's the scariest handstand you've ever done? Like, I've heard of Ronnie Teasdale doing on the edge of buildings and stuff, like high rises.
Yeah.
You ever tried that?
Have you met him? He's a cool dude.
I haven't. No, I'd love to.
I got him a couple of years ago, and he was supposed to come out to Bali and hang out with me. He's an interesting, cool dude.
Seems very quirky. Be cool.
Yeah, he is. He's hilarious. I love watching his stuff. When that guy shows up to regionals, he's wearing jean shorts. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. He's working out in jean shorts. Did you see that from a few years ago where he does the snatch ladder and he just does one?
Just
he's
does
like,
one and drops it. It's like, good.
It's like he just starts talking to the judge. That's amazing. I've done them like that's on some precarious like cliffs and stuff like that. Never too crazy. I'm pretty good at them, but not. I don't trust myself not to have a gust of wind push me off a cliff.
Yeah.
Did one in a glacier in Iceland, but it was like pretty safe, but it looked pretty cool. So New Zealand, lots of there. I try to do them everywhere. Come out to you guys and do a handstand with you.
Yeah. Boom.
Awesome.
Next time in Brisbane.
Don't take me to any memorials.
So we'll start to wrap up because obviously it's getting late for you as well. So we just want to, I guess, wrap with the last two questions we asked all of our guests. The first one being is, what is your biggest drive, Dave? What kind of makes you wake up in the morning and thrive throughout the day?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, I've said happiness a lot, and that is a big thing for me, is like doing something I really am happy with. Like, I've had a handful of jobs, a ton of stuff, like trying to live like a lot less stress. When I first backpacked, it was the first time I'd let go of everything responsibility-wise I'd had. So it was a very freeing thing to like let go of any kind of ties. Obviously, I have a lot more responsibilities now, but I really do. You know, I have this hashtag that says "choose happiness" or things like that, or "chase happiness," I should say. And like that's really you should like if you're not happy, you should change every single thing you can until you achieve that happiness. And I know it sounds very like hippie and blah blah blah, but like why the fuck not? Like I believe we only have one life, and we should try to do everything that makes us really happy. You know, like and you have the ultimate right to change everything in your life to do that. And if that means your boss gets mad or your girl or someone like change something, it shouldn't matter. Like you have to be happy. Like, and I went through a lot of crazy shit when I was in 2009. I almost died, and that's another podcast we can talk about. And that was kind of the catalyst that brought me to here. I didn't realize it until years later. But it's sad that it took that to make me go, shit, I really got to do something I'm happy with, you know, like I was successful in every business I had, some good, some bad. And like, but I wasn't like, I'm so happy, you know, like now I'm really happy. Like I like to go to work. I like to teach. I like living where I'm at. I drive I wrote a little thing the other day. Drive 4 minutes through my rice paddy to go to my work. And that is fun for me. And that's happy.
Yeah.
And not sitting in traffic is way better than that, you know? So like,
Yeah.
I guess my motto is like chase happiness, you know, chase it, chase it, chase it. You know, everyone says like it's not about the end, it's about the journey, which is true. But also like make those minute details or big details to change till you get to the part where you can be happy, and that goes pretty good. And people are always like, it's illusion, you have to find it, but like, well, I don't know, it's not that difficult. Like if most people know when they're unhappy. So then do the opposite of those things, you know?
Yeah.
And I think people will put roadblocks up like, I can't do that, I can't do this. But like the right people will hear it and they'll make the change, which is cool. It's like the person
like
has to be ready.
Yeah, that's exactly true. I did it too for, you know, well, what about this? And like, what about this? And a lot of my followers were younger and they were like, well, I have this job or I can't get it. I said, look, no offense to you, but if you're working at a coffee shop, that coffee shop will be there when you're back. You know, save up $5,000, go fuck off for like half a year or whatever and travel, or do something different, or like save up money and work on the real passion project. And then if you have to go back to bartending or Starbucks or something, like even if you have a corporate job, nowadays people jump around corporate jobs all the time. Like, it's not the days of yore where people work for 40 years and then they retire. They're always in different jobs. So you just have to have the balls to say, well, all right, I'll save up a little cash. I'm going to quit everything, minimalize my lifestyle like I did. And I didn't have to spend money all the time. Like I used to make way more money when I was 27, but I would spend it all on cars and stupid shit. Like now I'm like, well, my money, if I grab this money and hold on to it, it'll last me a lot if I do something different that makes me happy. And then once you're doing that thing that makes you happy, to get a little into it, like what's his name, the philosopher, I'll get him in a second. He says, become the master of that craft or the thing that makes you happy, the thing you're passionate about. Become the master of it. Become the best you can be at it. And eventually, other people will want to learn that craft as well. Or they want to learn from you, or they want to be surrounded by you. And then this becomes your job, or this becomes your thing you love so much that you can monetize it or something like that. So it's kind of within that. Yeah.
And then you don't even need stuff.
Alan Watson.
Yeah. Then you don't need stuff. Yeah, true. That was a big thing for me too. Was minimalistic lifestyle. Backpacking kind of forces you to do that. And then even right now, I'm pretty minimalistic. I have about 1,000 CrossFit shirts, but thank you guys for bringing those to me. Like I have a bunch from everywhere, and that's cool. But like other than that, like I'm pretty cool. I got flip flops. I got a bunch of nanos and board shorts and things like that. And for me, that's okay. I don't need to own as many things as I used to own, and that kind of frees up your brain too.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's awesome. Yeah, that really resonates with us. We're big on that. I think I hashtag choose happy as well.
Yeah. Really,
cool.
yeah.
Do what's right. Do what's right by you.
Yeah, you got to put you first because no one else is going to. So, yeah,
absolutely.
So then the final question is, what's your biggest fear? What scares you?
I don't know. I guess, I think it used to be, I always was like a people pleaser. Like, and I want people to be happy. I want people to like it. I want to make sure everyone's okay. I mean, part of that for my business now is, of course, I want people to have the best experience possible. So that's not really a fear as much, but I've let go of that more so that I can kind of like, or maybe I'm older and I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do that. Or I don't care. Like, or if someone's like, I used to be like, oh, someone's leaving, I should go say goodbye to them and have dinner. But I'm like, well, there's someone leaving every day. If I did that every day, I would never be able to get anything done. So being able to like put my foot down and be like, nah, it's okay. Like, it was really good hanging out with you, but nah, I can't go to dinner every night with every single person that stops by, as much as I'd love to. Fear though, I don't know. Like, for me, I've done a billion things work-wise. Like I said, sometimes I was really successful, sometimes low points. It wasn't ever like a fear of failure, but and then now I don't have the fear of not being happy because I think I've found the happiness. So I don't know. Like, I don't fear much, I guess. Like I've had a really good life. I don't fear death. I feel like if I die, I'd be bummed out. I missed out on doing some cool stuff, but I would be like, well, yeah, I'm pretty practical. I'm like, that was it. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm dead.
had a good run.
I don't know. I don't know if I have a fear of much. I mean, I'm not like a daredevil or anything, but I guess I could say I'm fear of heights sometimes when I get real high and I start thinking about it. But then again, I've skydived and done some crazy shit too. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to know what your guys' greatest fear is.
Oh, we're going deep now.
Yeah,
you go first.
So mine was always, it's not a fear of failure, but it's more like a fear of not applying myself enough. I guess like fading away and withering away without actually, not even leaving a legacy, but it's like without doing the best that I can do, sort of thing. Like if I fail myself each day, that's kind of like a fear, I guess. Like, what am I doing to be better and improve and work towards a better version of me, and in turn, better version of our business and our tribe and everyone else around me.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's super smart. I think that sometimes too. But then I also try to think of like, hey, I've done a good job. All right, it's okay. Like, I give myself a little pat in the back.
Yeah.
But I think that fear goes into, you want the best for yourself, which is awesome, and that's really good. But like, I think you already know how impactful you've probably been on, your wife or your friends or your family, and if you hold on to even like one of those, you're like, oh, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
If you've done nothing, then yes, then you should be scared. But like you're a good dude and you're like a good person, like and that goes a long way because there's a lot of uncool dudes out there, you know. So like
Yeah. Thanks, man.
yeah. So I think that's a valid fear too. Like I see that too. I try to like think of myself as a good dude so that I wouldn't be like, you know, afraid of that as well. But I know what you mean. Like I think forever I will feel like I'm not doing enough. But I also accept that I've done a lot, and sometimes I'm okay not doing something else right now.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. And I like the whole good dude analogy, right?
Is important to me, and it means nothing else is getting done, and it means that my emails are getting behind. But that is a very big part of my day to live. Like I have to live. Like I told someone the other day, like I made more money in the States, but I would give that money up to have that option to take an hour break and not have to sit in traffic. I could sit in my pool for half an hour. Like that's more value to me than money at this point, you know.
Totally.
Yeah. So I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But
yeah, it does. It's like, what's your time worth, and how do you value it? And I think, you can put a lot around that.
Yeah.
And yours?
Well, so my fear is kind of driven by my passion. I want to be a mum. Like that's kind of what I feel my purpose is in life. But I got a whole bunch of autoimmune disorders and health issues. So my drive is to keep being as healthy as I can be, because my fear is that I can't have kids one day.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So yeah, that's like and in that process, it allows me to inspire other people and hopefully share what we're doing with being the healthiest version of ourselves we can be, and living the best life we can, and choosing that happy, because mental health is just as important as physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. And if you get that whole package happening, then there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to fulfill my purpose.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's cool. That's good then. I mean, good to have that drive, right? To fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a cool story I tell on our nutrition workshops about, I used to work in a retail shop, and I had this manager that had an underactive thyroid. So like when he ate food, his metabolism would slow it down, and he used to use that as his excuse every day. So he'd be like, man, I play basketball every day for like 3 or 4 hours, and if I didn't have this underactive thyroid, I'd be ultra lean, Matty. I'm like, are you sure it's not the Maccas you're eating every day, dude? He's like, no, man, it's this underactive thyroid. I'm like, you sure it's not the Pepsi Max you drink each day? He's like, no, dude, it's the underactive thyroid. I'm like, okay, at some point you need to understand that your bullshit, your story gets in the way, and then I like to spin it and say, well, Stace also has an underactive thyroid, yet you look at her and she kind of thrives through it, and
I work my butt off
to
make sure I don't end up overweight and
super
unhealthy.
wide, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's a lot more to it than just saying you have something. You have to work against it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, victim versus victor mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Dave, where can people follow you? How can people find you when they come to Bali? Where are you?
They can, if they want to actually follow me, and on my Instagram, it's just Dave Driskell, @DaveDriskell. My CrossFit affiliate is CrossFit Wanderlust, Bali, and we're in Canggu, Bali. The cool place to be with all the good food and cafes.
We can vouch for that.
So we're the largest gym here in Bali. They can find me there. I'm always there usually, or I'm traveling around. But yeah, you'll know on my Instagram if I'm gone.
Canggu's a well-equipped place.
It is. It's the new hot spot of Bali, I would think. You know, it's where all the expats kind of moved, and along with that came all their home cuisine. So all the cafes up here are pretty top notch, and it's pretty awesome. So I'm a very spoiled person. Even when I go back to California, I'm missing the food here in about a week. You know,
that's unreal.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, come out. When are you guys gonna come again? Do you know?
I'm actually coming back out in August for a retreat, but it's in Ubud, so I might not get to see you. But yeah, we do have to plan another trip.
Yeah, because Ubud's an hour away. That's so far away.
Considering you're flying 9 hours to get there.
Well, now I've made myself accountable. Yeah.
I flew to another country, but I was an hour away, so I couldn't make it over. I get it.
If you're in town, I will come see you.
Maybe I'll drive to Ubud just to high five you, and I'll leave after that. That way, I win. I don't know.
No, I really want to push for a retreat, so I will definitely make that happen at some point. whether it be the end of this year or start of next year or something, we'll definitely make that happen in the future.
Yeah, so listeners, if you're interested in doing a Chief Life retreat with us in Bali, send us an email so we can make it happen.
Like we've got our first one coming up in April in the Byron Bay hinterlands, which is going to be super sick. So I'm looking forward to. It'll be a different experience again going to Bali. So I think like if that's your jam, you want to be in Bali and have some fun with us and Driskell, let's make it happen.
I would love that. That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Were you guys in Brisbane?
Brisbane. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So I need to come visit you guys again as well.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
back with us and great.
I went there 2 years ago. So I need to make it my way out there and say hello. So I might go to Melbourne in March after the Open, or at the end of the Open. Maybe I'll jump around for a little while. We'll see.
Yeah,
Definitely.
come on up.
We got a spare bed for you, mate.
Yep.
I will take you up on that. That's the thing. People always offer me, and I do take them up. So just so you know, I'll probably be there.
But just so you know, you have to share the room with our puppy because she sleeps in our spare room at the moment.
She's good cuddler.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. That'd be all right. Puppies are all right.
Awesome. Thanks so much,
Thank
dude.
you
We appreciate
so much
it.
for your time.
You're welcome.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Done.
That was really fun, man. Thanks for doing that. Sorry it took me
No,
5
dude,
months.
it's cool. It's not a drama at all.
We know how busy
We know you're busy, and you know what? I smiled when you were talking about like how bad you are getting back to people because it made me feel good because you actually got back to me a lot. So I was like, I felt like, oh, well, he's done really well to go like above and beyond for us then.
Yeah. No, it's good. Like just funny. One of my friends just came in and he's like, I want to do this podcast with you. I'm like, I'm trying to do this other one already. So let me get that one done first. And it was like he has one that he used to work in Thailand, and it's called like the soy sauce or something. It's like because soy means road, SOI.
Yeah.
And that's they call it the soy. He worked at all those Unit 27 gyms and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll do one of those later.
How's that James PT? James, is it James, the PT guy that's been?
Yeah, it's cool, man. He's a cool dude.
He sounds pretty funny.
Do you follow him? Like,
I've just seen some of his stuff on YouTube, on Facebook. I think it is maybe.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Like, yeah, I made him do the CrossFit Open. He signed up, and like today he was training. And like he did CrossFit a long time ago.
Yeah.
But like just for a little bit, and then got back into his normal stuff. And then this time he's like, I think I'm really like getting into it. He's like, what have you done to me? He's like, I'm not going out and drinking as much. I'm going to try to do this with you. I'm like, all right. So he was coming back to London, but he said he'd come over here and stay here for like a month or two and see how he goes. So yeah, he's a really good dude. He's smart. He's pretty switched on.
Yeah.
He's got that smart ass.
Yeah, real witty smart ass.
Yeah, don't give it like no fucks given kind of attitude. But I like that. And like we had dinner. He's like a pretty good he's a good dude. Like he just like talks it out as it is, and I like that because I agree with a lot of the things he says on nutrition and stuff like that, and things like that. So like, yeah,
it's almost very common sense, isn't it? It's like
it is.
Yeah.
Like he jokingly did something about like ketogenic intermittent fasting, and it was like it's scientifically shown and that people are losing weight because of this, and then he's like, in the end, because they're eating less. And then he just stops and looks at the camera and he's like, they're eating less.
Yeah.
So he's very like less
Matter
calories. Like, yeah. And so yeah, that's pretty good.
No, that's cool.
Well, my girlfriend, I wonder if she's outside. She said, how much longer?
Oh, you better go.
I wonder if she's like just waiting outside.
Just chilling.
Come in. You can say hi.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.